Questions for both of you guys. You guys were up in that game and let that slip it away. Just kind of what are your thoughts right now after this one?
Definitely a little sick. We had a lot of chances to finish the game how we wanted to. Left some stuff on the field, but you can't go back in time. We're gonna watch tape, clean it up, get back to it tomorrow. Get ready.
Yes, sir. I think that one, obviously, you never want to lose, and it hurts. But at the end of the day, football is a game of momentum, and there were momentum shifts in the game. But I thought there was, like Stooksy said, man, we had chances to ice the game. We had chances to keep the momentum on our side or bring the momentum back, and we missed those opportunities.
For Noah, if you include the overtimes, I think you guys scored only one touchdown inside the red zone, the 5 chances tonight. What do you think was going on?
Yeah. I think we just gotta, in the red zone, everything gets faster. So you gotta be super detailed. You gotta be on time with everything, with steps, with footwork, timing, and obviously ball placement. So I think we missed a lot of opportunities, especially on my part. I know I missed 2 throws in I think our second red zone drive down by the jumbotron. So those are opportunities you can't miss. And at the end of the day, I think the red zone told the story.
In that last overtime, there were a couple times where you had to go for the shorter passes. What was BYU doing there as far as their defense to keep you from being able to find the end zone maybe?
Yeah, you got to give credit to the defense, and obviously BYU's been known for a good defense for a long time, and I think they got into a little bit of zone coverage there, allowed us to take the underneath stuff, and at the end of the day, we knew we had 4 downs to get 10 yards, so we're trying to take what the defense gave us, and we didn't execute.
Trayden, what was working for the defense, after you guys fell down 14-0, you guys were able to get back? What do you think led to you guys really getting back in the game?
Yeah, just taking that breath, trusting our training. We worked for these moments, and the game plan was good, so we just fell back on what we practiced all week. We were able to execute. Then they got us on some stuff. We go back to the drawing board, try and fix it. But yeah.
And for both of you guys, from the time that they announced the weather delay, you guys in the locker room, to the time you guys came out, what were you guys doing during that time?
Just trying to stay in it. It was at least 30 minutes, regardless of how many lightning strikes it was. So we knew we were going to be in there for a second. We were looking at the plays, looking at things we could have cleaned up, just refocusing, staying loose, and getting ready to get back out there.
Yeah, we had 3 drives to watch film on, so we watched that film, we made adjustments off of our game plan, and then just keeping the guys in it mentally and physically.
Aside from the one long pass play, Trayden, their most effective offense seemed to be running up the middle with the running back or the quarterback, especially the quarterback late. What were you guys trying to do to counteract that?
We got a lot of movement stuff up front. We just weren't executing how we were supposed to, and it's one fail, all fail with our defense. So, when one person's out there gap, if I'm not doing my job, it messes with the whole defense. So, just didn't execute well enough to stuff those runs.
Chris. Noah, you mentioned that you guys watched some film during the weather delay. From there, you guys were able to take a 24-14 lead out of there. Had 3 straight scores after that. Just what were some of those adjustments that you guys made and things that were kind of clicking for the offense after?
Just getting the guys to play in the system, me included. Trusting the scheme, trusting the game plan, and just playing in the system to the best of our ability.
We got 3 more, Brian. How much time do you give on this game before you move to the next one for Houston next week for both of you guys?
Yeah, we get a 24-hour rule, so we'll watch the film. And obviously the loss is gonna hurt, but at the end of the day, we got another opportunity. Got a road game against another good opponent. So it's back to the drawing board for us. We come back in tomorrow to recover, to put this game behind us mentally, and then to get a head start on Houston.
Even though you guys are obviously disappointed that you ended up losing this game, this was a situation where you were down early, 14-0, and came back. And make the case that last year's team might have folded in a situation like that. This year's team was able to rally. What do you think about just kind of the mental toughness and character of this group?
We got some high character guys on this team, and our motto is red line, get back to red line. And one of our main pillars in that is responding, owning it and fixing it, the things that you messed up. So we've been talking about response all year, and especially this week. We knew, it was going to be a big-time game, a dogfight. So we've been talking about responding all week, and I thought the guys did a really good job of that.
Yeah, I would say the same thing, just leaning in on our culture. Our culture is clear, it's red line, and like Stu said, response has been a big emphasis for us, not just this week, but all year. So this is a brand new team. Last year's behind us. This is this team, and like Stu said, we got some great leaders on this team, some great people, and we responded well. Got to be able to finish though.
So a question for both of you guys. So you guys are at the halfway mark of the season. Can you just talk about just your side of the ball and what you guys have shown offensively and defensively this year?
Yeah, for us, I know, we've had some good games. We've had some games where we gave up more yards than we wanted to. And at the end of the day, for us, it's holding the other team to one less point than we score. So we're just going to go back to the drawing board, keep trusting our coaches, keep trusting the people that are on the field. And I think we've shown flashes that we can be a dominant defense, and we just need to keep executing at a high level to get there.
Yeah, I think everything he said holds true for our side of the ball as well. Our goal is to, like he said, score one more point than them. So that's our mission. That's our goal each and every day. Because at the end of the day, the biggest thing is to win. But we've had our glimpses as well. A lot of inconsistency on our side of the ball. A lot of ups and downs. So we got to be able to find that consistency. We've got to be able to continue to grow with each other and grow in the scheme. So I think we've taken steps, but I don't think we're close to the potential of this offense.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Brennan, and then we'll take questions.
Hello, everybody. First of all, I want to say thank you to our fans. Stuck through another weather delay, and I thought they did a great job. It was awesome. It's awesome late in the game there in overtime. Just the energy they provided. The Zona Zoo was on fire once again, and so many of those young people stayed through the rain and in the bad weather. So I just want to say thank you to all of them. You know, when I look at this game and just coming right off the field now, you know, to me, I look at it, we just battled the first place team in the Big 12 for 4 quarters and 2 overtimes, and we never backed down. Now, we didn't get the result we want, but those kids played their hearts out, and that is something to be excited about. Now, the goal is to win, and I understand that, but we're a better football team, and we're halfway through the season, and we have a lot to work on, but we also have a lot to feel good about. And so when I look at this thing, going into it, we knew it was going to be a physical battle. That was one of those things that we talked about all week. We knew our effort was going to have to be red line. And, you know, the thing that's so hard about it is that we didn't get it done. And so, you know, that's something that, you know, when we talk about red line accountability, that starts with me, and that's everybody in the facility. And so we'll go to work on fixing those things and get ready for the next one. But I thought there were moments there where Noah was playing great football, and we were making plays, and we found some run game. You know, people haven't run the ball on them like that. I thought that was a positive. And then also, I thought our defense played their tails off, you know, held them scoreless for 2 quarters. That hadn't happened in 30-plus quarters. So there's a lot of things to be excited about. Obviously, it's still pretty fresh and pretty raw. So, like, that's the hard part for me right now, standing up here in front of everybody. But I'm proud of this football team. I think we're making progress. I'm sick about the result tonight, but I believe in these players, I believe in these coaches, and I'm excited about what's coming the next couple weeks.
Thank you, Coach. We'll start with Justin and then Michael.
I mean, you kind of answered it, but just elaborate on just, you know, how do you weigh overcoming the 14-point deficit in the fight that you guys showed early on, and just kind of how that game slipped away?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's incredibly disappointing, right? We're down 14 points, we make some plays, we rally back, we come out of the weather delay and really dig in and get in what, you know, the interesting thing about the weather delay is it happened, there was still 3 quarters left of football to play, so there was so much football left to play. And I thought our team did a great job of answering the call, in that moment. The hard part is that at the end of the game, we had a chance to end it offensively, and we had a chance to end it defensively, and neither side of the ball did.
Michael and then Jason.
If you count the overtime possessions, you guys had 1 touchdown and 5 trips into the red zone tonight. What do you think was going on in there, and what can you do to improve?
I think it's a combination of BYU being a good football team, and I think it's also a combination of just us not executing on the level we need to when we get down the red zone. And obviously we had opportunities. We scored a touchdown in overtime, gets called back. You know, so those things we can't do. Those things you can't do if you're going to win big-time football games like tonight was.
Jason and then Brian.
Few decisions just in terms of not taking the points early in the game, the field goal, and going for it. Just what's going on there and just your mindset with that decision? I
just felt like we were playing a good football team, and I felt like, you know, I liked how our defense was playing at the time, and so, you know, those things are a little bit. It's a combination of analytics and a combination of feel. And so you also saw us benefit from going for it on 4th down on multiple drives in this game. So, you know, that's the hard part about it. If you get it, everyone's like, yay. If you don't, everyone's like, what are you doing?
Brian and Chris.
In both of the halves, you had the ball with 20 seconds or something left. Was there consideration to try to at least take 1 shot, maybe at the end of the first half? I know you did one and then decided to knee, but the second half, was there consideration to try and maybe see if you could get 1 chunk play?
So, Brian, both those situations are incredibly different. They're not the same just because there's 20 seconds on the clock, right? At the end of the first half, we know we're getting the ball coming out of halftime. So there's no reason for us to take a shot, put Noah at risk, turn it over, let them be in position and swing in a field goal right before the half, right? At the end of the game, same thing, knowing that, right, they're going to play crazy prevent, It's going to be really hard to complete a ball because they're going to drop 8 and they're going to have a flat top on the umbrella on the top of the coverage. And so that at that moment, I was like, let's go win it in overtime.
Chris and then Justin.
Kendrick Ricino had a really nice bounce back game, and Chris Hudson probably had his best game as an Arizona Wildcat. Can you just talk about what you saw from both those guys tonight and what they mean?
Yeah, those are real positives. I think, obviously Ked has been sidelined a little bit with some injury stuff, but it was great to see him run the ball with the physicality and the playmaking that we think he's capable of. And then, Chris Hudson, it was great to see him get going, and I think he's also had some injury stuff that slowed him during training camp and throughout this season. But tonight is the night where I'm like, oh, there he is. That's the playmaker that we know you to be. And I expect more from Chris Hudson going forward.
Justin and then Michael.
The play to end the game, what did you see there? Why do you think it wasn't executed properly?
The last play of the game?
Yeah.
We just didn't complete the ball,
Michael.
Every team is different, every situation is different, but you could argue that Penn State has kind of let one loss become 2 losses, become 3 losses. How do you prevent this difficult loss from becoming another one or a losing streak?
I can't speak to their situation. That's not even a fair comparison in my mind. My concern is Arizona football, right? And to me, it's getting back to work. It's getting back to red line. It's getting back to the things that got us off to a 4-1 start. It's what gave us a chance to beat the number 18 team in the country tonight. I know we didn't do it, but we're right there knocking on the door. You know what I mean? And so, as disheartening as tonight was, to me, there's a lot of positives in that game. And we need to be excited about that too. I want us to be pissed off about how that thing ended. We should be. But we should be excited about also the fact that we stood toe-to-toe with one of the most physical teams in our conference and slugged it out into double overtime.
We'll finish up with Justin.
So Dalton Johnson had the big tackle there, which kind of sparked you guys there in that second quarter. Then also had the interception. What do you make of what he showed tonight?
Dalton Johnson is a leader. He's a great player. He's an awesome human being. And he's a diehard Wildcat. He's been here through all of it, right? He's been here, this is year 6, I think. And he's just one of those guys that continues to show up every day, continues to lead, continues to be a positive voice for the football team, continues to make plays on game day. I can't say enough positive things about Dalton. Just an awesome player, awesome human being. And I think, the great thing about who he is, he's going to be upset about how this thing ended too. And he's going to push the team to go to work and get to fixing it. And that's what we need. Because I can yell and scream all day, but we need the guys in that locker room to say, we're not letting that happen again, and go to work on fixing it.
Thank you, everybody.
Bear down.